this, people are deceived into thinking that if they live a good life, they will receive God's approval and attain heaven.
I think we can use morals to attract people to the Lord.
Yes, but the ultimate issue in Christianity is the authority of Christ. And the devil is attacking this authority by convincing us to teach morals alone. Look at our families. They are weakening. Records are showing that over 5% of marriages end in divorce, and our young people are becoming more disrespectful. Now, I believe that this is a direct result of eliminating the authority of Jesus Christ from his commands.
Well, good morning. I got to do a couple of things first. I didn't do them last Sunday. Noah and Helena, would you come up here, please? Noah is our worship leader and youth director, and you have combined with Bodie, and he's sitting somewhere. Oh, there he is. For youth ministry, you had your first session.
We did.
Boy, we haven't had one of those in a zillion years. So, how many did you have? First time? 9? 9? Oh, I was there. Well, yeah. And so let's welcome him and his wife, Helena. Yeah, you go. Oh, man. You know, a lot of people have been complaining. This woman does it to me every time. That's all right. That's all right. Everyone's complaining about the weather. Are you kidding me? I grew up in this weather. This is the weather that we used to make snow tunnels in, you know, and forts. And, man, little beknownst to Karen, I took the Jeep out. We did donuts, and we just did a trail without getting stuck, without me having to call Alex. Alex has got a bigger Jeep, and he can take that Jeep wherever he wants to take the Jeep. This is great. Absolute great weather. But you know, as we come here this morning, we honestly come to rejoice in the Lord. Always. Karen made me sit down. Every time I sit down, I lose this thing. Okay. All right. Did you ever watch the news? You ever watch the weatherman? You got to love the weatherman because the weatherman thinks that we're all stupid. That we have to know this, that, and the other thing, like we don't know how to drive slow in the snow. And they make it into a big drama. Huge, huge drama. Never used to be that way. In Connecticut, we used to radio when I was a kid. And on the radio, it would say, hey, the forecast is, and doesn't tell you to dress appropriately like I wouldn't, you know? It's like, oh, no, I can't go out without a shirt. Do you know how stupid that is? Everything's a drama. I'm not hearing anything anymore about the Ukraine. I'm not hearing anything anymore about Israel. Now the big crisis going on is our snowstorm. Get out. I grew up in snow. I love snow. It's a matter of your head matching your heart. And so when people start complaining about the snow, I have to worry about the people that live in Arizona, and I hope they don't get frostbite from the air conditioning, eh? See how stupid things are? Okay, I want to continue the message, and by the way, as I introduce, the day I ever forget where the book of Genesis is, shoot me. The lady that just came up is doing her internship in counseling, but more than that. I heard some scritching going on, thinking she was going a little long. At least we weren't standing. Inside joke. I actually got fed this morning. That was neat. You're getting 2 sermons. One just for me, and now this one for all of us. That was brilliant. Buck Blodgett says to me, I just love the way that Kelly comes up here. He says, I really miss all that scripture. And he says, that's a neat blend that you have. And he's right. When it comes to the Word, it's like amazingly fantastic. Wow. 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 Genesis chapter 3. I love Genesis 1 and 2. I mean, it tells how God made everything and how everything was his, and these pages are too skinny. Okay. So in Genesis 1 and 2 was all about him creating, God creating. And remember him saying that? It was good. And it was good. Even the snow was good. You know? It's good. Separated the sky and the waters, and then he had the waters move so there could be dry land. And I didn't know this, that they only ate fruit and vegetables. Gross. No. I didn't say that. Fruit and vegetables they lived on. And not only that, he made man. And as he made man, he gave man authority over the fish of the sea, birds of the air, and all that crawled on their belly, and all of the animals. And then he says to Noah, whatever you call this animal, that's what it's going to be. So Noah named all the animals, the fish in the sea and birds in the air. And then in all of this, Adam didn't see his partner. I can't believe they put that there. Something was missing. Something huge was missing. In fact, he wanted to make a partner for Adam. And he took a rib from Adam and built Adamah, his wife, a woman. I love chapters 1 and 2. Then it gets all screwed up in chapter 3. In chapter 3, it says, and you heard it already, have you ever had someone, I get it all the time, you get those scam calls, you ever get those? We can make you rich and wealthy. My package only costs $4,500 and you'll be making millions. No, I won't. But they got my attention, didn't they? Didn't they get my attention? How'd they get my attention? Everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants to have enough for retirement and everything else. And so they do that. And then you reach my age, oh my gosh, I've never seen so much insurance in my life. We can save you X amount of dollars just by joining us. No, I'm not going to save you extra amount of dollars. You taught me to look at what's going on, what you get, what you're saying, and what I've got. You're far away the other way. What do you call that? Well, you call it deceiving. You like being deceived? How many like to be deceived? Oh, you all like to be deceived. Come on, raise your hand. Oh, I forgot the raise your hand thing. Okay, raise your hand if you like to be deceived. Okay. Do you know what deceived means? Oh, that you don't like to be deceived. Oh, now you can raise your hand. Thank you, Timothy. Okay, going on. So the serpent comes for the first time. You know, Adam and Eve, they had no problem leaving that tree alone of good and evil. They had no problem with that at all. Why? Because they always were talking to God. And they were with God. And God was with them. And it's like, wow, this is boogie-woogie time in the paradise of... of the garden, and it's like, whoa. They had no problem passing that tree. In fact, that was something they could do for God by obeying his command, right? But then all of a sudden comes the crafty one, the serpent of Satan. And what does he say? Has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Okay, now you're starting to see someone talking about God rather than to God. Here's the thing. She says, and the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, but not of the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden. God has said, if you eat from it, you will die. Or even if you touch it, you will die. And that's the truth. That's exactly what God said to Adam, and that's what Adam said to Eve, passing it on. Just leave that tree alone. That's not our tree. It's going to bring all kinds of bad things. So, it goes on. And then the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. It's like a scam call. You will not surely die right away. But they will die. But they're not going to die right away. So he left the most important part out. Yeah, And then, of course, it says here, and this is where Lucifer messed up. It says, for God knows in the day that you eat of it, your eyes will be opened. You'll be like God, knowing good and evil. Just like people look at the snow. Some think it's good, others think it's evil. That's what happens to us. That's what's caused such division amongst Christians. Pharisees and Sadducees, in order for them to be saved and holy, they wrote over 600 and some odd things that you can do to be holy. That's what's happening to us today in the Christian church. We now all of a sudden have reduced everything down. Well, God is love. And that's a very true statement. But if you disconnect Jesus Christ from that love, if you disconnect and all of a sudden you become more powerful than God himself because you know more, you know so much more, then Satan has deceived. And so all of a sudden the church will say, hey, to all those that are gay and all those that are lesbians, all those that are written in the Bible about by God, we love them. In fact, we have them amongst us. Now that wasn't said right. That was almost like putting them down. I'm not putting them down. I'm putting down what they're doing, but I'm not putting them down as one who doesn't need God or does need God. No, not at all. But some churches say, yeah, God is love, man, you all come. Had a couple come to me, both men, wanted to get married. I said, I cannot do that.